Welcome, hello, good evening, everybody. Who's out here? It is a beautiful evening here in San Antonio, Texas. Hello, hello, hello. I'm so excited to be talking to, hey Jane, to be talking with a coach tonight that I've been getting to know a little bit over the last year. And we're going to get together and discuss some things that have been helping us to stay healthy from the inside out. So I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys. So let some more people come in. Yes, so hi everybody. Thanks for joining. I hope everyone's having a great evening. Till last month, yes, been a woman of God my whole life, to be honest. That's a whole nother subject, but God has done some amazing things in my life, and I'm really thankful to know him for sure. So let's see, I'm going to invite on Coach Sarah. There she here. Sent her request. There we go. She's requesting. All right.
Hello.
Sarah.
Hello.
Hi, Coach.
Hi. How's it going?
Wonderful. Now, I can't see you. Can you see me?
I can see you. You can't see me?
No, I'm not sure. Why not? Let me see.
Let me go back out and come back in.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. We'll figure this out.
Yeah, we will. Okay.
Now request, let's see. Request to co-host show up here. Let's see. All right, guys, we're going to be working this out for a minute. Sorry, it's things that happen on live, but we're super excited to talk a little bit about wellness and health tonight, and digestion and skin and all the good things that come with these bodies. Let's see. Can I request her again? We can see their live videos. So watch this. Let's see. No. Well, I'm not sure what's going on with this, but we're going to get to them down to it and figure this out. But hello to everyone joining. Tell me where you're joining in from. I'm here in San Antonio, Texas. Sarah's on Mountain Time. I'm not sure where Sarah is. Let's see. Okay, go live with. See if that one worked. Oh, here we go. All right.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. That was really strange. Sorry about that. Yeah, I can see you and hear you. And then, like, I lost all my audio. So, yeah, sorry. But I'm here. We're good.
Oh, all right, all right. I'm so thankful to have this time with you. And I know we're going to be talking about some good stuff tonight. So, Sarah, where are you joining in from?
I'm actually in Utah.
Utah. Okay, we were just there on a vacation. We went to my husband, my brother, my sister-in-law. We went to Park City, and we drove up to the Grand Tetons and Yellowstone. We were there for a while. It was beautiful.
Yeah, and you just came like at the tail end when the weather was really nice, so I'm sure that was gorgeous. Yeah,
It was.
wow.
It really was. We had a really nice time. It would have been nice to have like just a couple extra days to kind of chill, because you know when you go on vacation and you've got something to do every day, and it's like, and then all of a sudden it's time to go home.
Yeah, you need a vacation from your vacation. Yeah, totally.
But it was really nice. It was really nice. It looks like somebody's asking to join. Oh no, okay, we're not bringing anybody else in. All right, well guys, we are excited to be sharing with you. Sarah and I both work with and utilize a wonderful product line, and we wanted to come together and just kind of have a little powwow about this line, because there's so many wonderful benefits to it, and we thought we would share a little bit about it. But before we do that, Sarah, will you share with my audience a little bit about yourself, and And I know
Yeah.
you are a wellness coach, so maybe share a little bit about your background and how you got into that.
Yeah, of course, of course. So my name is Sarah, and I'm a certified transformational nutrition and thyroid coach. And I battle and protect women that are going up against the medical systems and are really struggling, either getting diagnosed with thyroid illness or are diagnosed with thyroid illnesses and just cannot get the answers or help that they're looking for. And yes, this also refers to my partial and full removal ladies as well. Because even though you had your thyroid removed, I don't consider you like out of this picture. So I spend my time coaching and guiding my clients on how to figure out their root causes. And I use a hair test, a gut test, and pathogen-based testing to be able to provide them with the answers that they cannot get out of the system. And then I create them individualized protocols in order to help them restore their health and happiness so they can live a normal life again. And I'm truly blessed with what I do. I love it so much. And, you know, I'm so grateful that you approached me with this opportunity to talk about these products, because one of the things that I have my clients do is send me front and back pictures of all of their supplements right when we start working together. And it is shocking to me how many women are taking low quality supplements with literally like lab created synthetic ingredients that do more harm to their bodies than help them. So I have decided recently I wanted to share more on the trusted brands I use, and then you showed up. So thank you.
Well, it's true. I mean, even today, and this is just kind of in the same vein, I am traveling Friday and I use a product called Egg Whites International, and I messaged the people that we're staying with over the weekend, and I said, hey, I'm just letting you know I'm having this shipment come in because after the weekend, we're going to transfer to a horse show, and we have a fridge so I can keep my egg whites in the fridge. Anyways, they asked me, they said, oh, can we get those for you at, can we just get you some egg whites at Costco? And I'm like, no, no, but thank you for the, just thank you. But no, it's because it's very, I'm very specific about what I use, and I've used the same things for years that work. Obviously if something doesn't work or, I found something better, but when I find something that works, I stick with it. And then, you just can't trade it out. So unfortunately, I think that's the bulk of the people that are outside. And I'll say even people inside the industry that just, they see a fancy ad and they just want to use that, or they find something that's super cheap and just think it's the same thing. So yeah, I know we kind of struggle with that, right?
It's just trendy and everyone's talking about it. So they're like, oh, I'll do that. I mean, I'm not like judging anyone, because that's how I operated forever. I didn't know how to take care of myself. And so I was following the diet trends. I was following the supplement trends. And I was thinking like, oh my gosh, this has 500 products in it and it's an $85 multivitamin. This must be amazing. I should take this, but I know better now.
I like that 500 ingredients. Oh my gosh. Well, this is awesome. It's really great to get to talk about this. And, right now, especially, there's more than ever, like, people need good health with all the things that are happening in the world and all the things coming into the environments and opportunities for things to be put into food. So it's really important. And I mean, my understanding that even cancer is up like 300%. And so it is kind of interesting for me because I've had some people, and I think it's just because of God putting them in my life, but over the last few months, this year specific, I've had quite a few people coming to me that are dealing with cancer. And I've never claimed to be an expert on cancer, but I think what it is that I have a lot of great information that helps get the body healthy to help fight, for itself, right? Mm-hmm. And this product, Aloe Life International, what we're coming tonight to talk about, is one of those products. It helps the body get healthy in order to keep the immune system high, to keep the bacteria in your digestive tract is healthy. And it's such a wonderful product. So that's what we're here to talk about tonight, you guys. And we're kind of going to try to keep this super simple. We're not going to talk in big language because that's not me anyways. I don't know, Sarah, maybe for you, but
I'll try not to. Guilty.
I know, I just want to keep things really easy for people because I think that ultimately that's what people want. They want something easy. And if you want to do more, dive in, more research, then by all means. Oh, you know what? Before I go on, speaking of simple, hang on one second. It's right here. I like to get it before.
Hi, everyone. How you doing? Thanks for being here.
Okay. We won't dive into this book, but this is from Karen. Do you have Karen's book?
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Yes.
I call this the digestion Bible. Like, there's so much that I've learned from this book, and just having it here. And I'm old school. I like to open and read, and it helps a lot. So, we won't dive into this tonight, but there is this. If people like to research, our good friend Karen, the owner of this company, she's written this book, and it is fantastic. And there's 3 full, if you like to DIY,
yeah.
Yeah, DIY. If you like to DIY, there's 3 very complete nutrition programs in there because some people don't have money to hire a coach, right? And I'm like, well, then get the book, pay for the book, and then follow the directions for the different nutrition plans that she has in there for people that have severe digestive issues. But we won't go off on that. But I'm keeping it simple. We won't go into that book. But I've learned a lot from Karen over the years, and
there is over 80 protocols in here, and I love the recipes. On the weekends, Karen will post a recipe that she made from this book and send it to me, and I'm like, what page is that? And they all are so good. Gluten-free. So gluten-free, dairy-free. This is called Beyond Gluten Intolerance. So this is really great for anyone with like celiac or just gluten intolerance in general. You learn so much.
I mean,
it's a blessing.
I've heard so many people, starting with my dad, but then down the line with diverticulitis. And I went to the hospital with my dad when he went in and had this, they decided that's what he had. And they sent him home with 2 pieces of paper, and it just says, it said after 24 hours, you can go back to eating whatever you were eating. And I'm like, but that's what created this in the first place. So, no help from you guys, just medicine. So anyways, I did try to get my father, who is very reluctant to do anything for his health. So I did try to get him to, use some of the Aloe products, but he did not. So we'll move on from him, though. But so what I thought I would do is just share quickly how I came upon Aloe Life. And then I'd love for you to share how you found out about them and what was the first product. So I've been now using Aloe, I think it's been 8 years now, or right on around 8 years. And I remember I was driving with my husband, and I don't know where we were driving to, but he had the radio on, and he was trying to find some ESPN or football, some kind of, and I heard this kind of, as he was going through the channels, I heard something say, healthy detox or something, and I was like, don't change it. And he's like, what? And I said, I want to hear what this was. Well, it ended up to be an informational advertisement with testimonial for the detox, the Aloe detox. And and I actually don't have a bottle here today. I ran out and I haven't ordered any yet. Yep, that's it.
I love
this. And they were doing a buy one, get one. So I bought 4, so got 4. So I ended up, 8 coming in. And I was so excited to try it because, it was something new. And well, it was right after that, I started getting a lot of clients that were telling me about digestive issues. And I think years ago, people just didn't talk about their digestive issues very well, very much. People kept it more quiet. I had one client for many years, and I didn't know enough about digestion back there to really help her, but she knew what she could eat, what she couldn't eat, but I didn't have access to aloe at the time. I wish I did, but you know, she could only eat fish and eggs for protein, and then there was a lot of vegetables she couldn't eat. But she's like, I have leaky gut, and I didn't really know enough about it, but we managed to get her ready for shows and, you know, work around it. But I wish I had known about aloe at the time. But then once I got to know about aloe and got my own product there, the detox like you just showed, and started using it, I started just having people tell me about their digestive issues. So I called the company one day, just kind of out of the blue. I think it was a Friday afternoon, and Karen answered, but I didn't know it was Karen. Some nice lady answered, and I started asking questions, and we ended up to be on the phone for almost 2 hours. And then finally, the way she was talking, I think I asked her, I'm like, are you an owner or manager? Or so she was reluctant to tell me she was the owner, but we got to be, you know, from that phone call, we got to talk a lot. She didn't know who I was or what I was doing in my industry, but over the years, we ended up, you know, just getting to know one another really well. And my last shows in 2016, I was running track, competing in track, and then I was doing Ninja Warrior training, and then I ended up competing in Europe on stage 2 more times in 2016. So I was using all the products for all of my prep and having great results. And, you know, a lot of times coaches want to pull you off of products that aren't necessarily what they want on the program. But I was like, no, I'm keeping my daily greens, and I'm keeping my Aloe Gold and the detox, you know, I used them all the way up to Showtime. Wow. And I ended up winning one of them and overall, and I came in second in one. But like, I was in great condition. I traveled well. Nothing was, was a problem for me to use, even to that degree of getting on stage and having success and traveling, because I traveled to the UK and competed over there. So I didn't take liquid with me, but I took, you know, the tablets. So yeah. So since then, wow. I've just been gung-ho aloe. I use every day. And I know that's what we wanted to kind of talk about, just kind of what we use and how we use it. So why don't you share how you came into knowing about aloe?
Yeah, but I want to speak to your story and everything you've accomplished. I mean, as a elite Olympian champion that you are, like, you really needed to take care of yourself physically more so than the average person, because, you know, you were so judged, and like every little muscle and everything about you mattered down to the T. And I love that you could say that you kept these in your daily regimen, and they supported you through building your body into such a beautiful trophy that, you know, you were. And it's just like, I mean, you're like the epitome of the ultimate athlete and what these can do to support athleticism in general. So I love that.
Thank you. I know that I felt really good getting ready for my shows in 2016. And, you know, before that, the show I competed in 2013, I didn't know about aloe. And I just know that, you know, and I was older, I was in my 40s, and my energy was great. Like, I was able to get out on the track because I was sprinting. I was on the track 3 days a week. I was at training like the obstacle course stuff 3 days a week, and then I was only in the gym twice a week. So that's how I prepped for my last 2 shows. And it just, you know, I felt great. And I know Karen likes to, you know, talk about the greens and how much natural energy comes from taking those. And, you know, just how healthy we're keeping our cells, and the digestive can, you know, be utilized more. Well, it's, you know, it's cleaner, so everything gets utilized even better. So it was a great testimony for me to say I use the products all the way through, and of course I use the topical too. So
yeah, it does. It supports the mitochondria with like really great cell production. So I have a very different story than yours, but I love that we all came down the same path. I was actually diagnosed with hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's between 2009 and 2015. So I got my first diagnosis, my second diagnosis, 2015. And I just went through years and years and years of hell with poor health, with not being able to get answers, not being able to get help, like any help. And I just got sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker. And at this turning point, my brother in 2017, no, 16, he ended up getting shot 14 times by the cops. And he, like, very traumatically, like overnight, I lost him. And it really showed me how short and precious life truly is. So I decided to make a lot of dramatic changes in my life, like file for divorce. I enrolled in 2 full-time schools. That's when I decided to like really hit my health and fitness degree really hard. I hit my coaching certification. I moved back home to San Diego, to my hometown in San Diego. And I was just deep into rebuilding myself and figuring out why I was having so many daily symptoms on my own. I shut all systems out, all doctors out. I was tired of them. I was over it. And one day, the CEO of Aloe Life, Dawn, we were just like friends of a friend at the time. You know how divine intervention works, right? So she literally just showed up on my doorstep one day with like a bag full of Aloe Life products and the book. And I was like, right? And I was just like, thank you. I didn't even know, right? And so at the time, I was really battling, like one of my major symptoms was food intolerances. And over the years, it was like I just kept becoming more and more intolerant to everything. It felt like it was like I cut out the typical at first, like gluten, corn, soy, dairy, but then it just kept going. Like I would hurt after I ate peanut butter or walnuts. And then it turned into like ground beef and chicken, even rice, even quinoa and like raw vegetables. Like I could not eat. And I would just stand in my kitchen and cry because I knew whatever I was about to eat would probably give me some form of a stomach ache. And my stomach aches really, like, it really disrupted my quality of life. I couldn't sit through a movie. I couldn't sleep well, you know, because I was in pain. I was always in so much pain. And so I started with, I didn't even know what I was doing, but I just started taking the, she actually gave me a bunch of the little bottles, and she just was like nonchalant and like, here, take a couple, you know, shots before you take your meals. And just trusting the delivery, I started using it. And as I kept testing myself and trying to figure out what's wrong with me, and I would just use all these little tools and pieces, but I noticed, I'm like, okay, hang on, like my bloating is going away and my stomach's not, you know, and it started resolving and I started feeling better. And I was like, what is this? You know, like, this is magic. So so that was about 5 years ago. And over the course of the past 5 years, I just slowly was like trying, well, what's this? You know, like, cause they have 17 products. So I was like, what is this? Let's try this. And just like exploring the line. And now I pretty much use everything because it's just incredible. And that's also, you know, why we're here to talk about it, because we use it and we love it and we know it works. So yeah.
Wow. So do you, did you think your digestive issues, your stomach pains were because of your thyroid?
No, actually what I found out was, and this is one of the underlying threads that I'm seeing in my women, my thyroid ladies, is, you know, because of like all of these things, right? You know, like the environmental toxins, the water toxins, the poor quality of food, and then the stress we're under, right? So much of what people are going through is from a lot of low minerals and malnourishment. And so our body is just really missing the key things it needs to function properly, like your liver needs to be able to flow and filter in order to help, you know, your gallbladder produce bile, which the bile joins with your HCl in your stomach so you can digest and break down your food. And if you don't have the minerals to support all of that, right? So this is all, it's all going together and formulating these perfect storms of low thyroid function, low hormone function, low stomach function, low gut function.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's, you know, it's never just one thing with like an under or overactive thyroid, which we can get into more later. But yeah, so it was like, as I started cleaning up my liver, as I started nourishing or rebuilding the minerals, because all of these products are packed with minerals.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, started just rebuilding and restoring the missing and toxic and infected parts of my body, it was able to just work right again. And I started feeling better.
Well, it made sense. Like you said, all the toxins, and of course, you know, whether we're for or against or whatever with the whole shot program that the pharmaceutical has babies and people doing now, like I think there's so much toxins that have been delivered into the body, whether it's stuff we're eating, fast food, shots, medicines, alcohol, whatever it is, right? The ground is losing, like you said, the minerals. So that makes so much sense that all of those are affecting all of the different things that need to occur. And if we can get them healthy, and we get that digestive tract healthy so it can absorb what we're eating, because I think that's a big problem, right? That no shot. That's right, Brian. I think then we're able to absorb what we need to absorb better, right? Yeah. So it's awesome that the aloe is healing and it's also providing nutrients.
And it
right?
really helps with the uptake and the absorption.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I went from the aloe detox, and we'll, you know, just a step back. I'm so thankful that you're healthy.
Thank
and I'm
you.
so thankful you know about aloe. And I can't imagine what you went through with your brother. Like that's just,
you know, tragic. I know one Christian to another, I know you understand blessings in disguise. And even though it was very hard because he was my best friend, it saved me. It saved me. And I wouldn't be sitting here today doing any of this if that hadn't have happened. So in a way, I found that his death saved me, and now I can turn around and save other people. So it really is beautiful.
What a way to look at that. And it's so important that we look at things like that, right? And not try to just sit and get mad at God for allowing something, but go, okay, well, God allowed this for a reason, and we're utilizing that, and you're making your brother proud, and I'm sure God's thankful you're helping all his children getting healthy. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I love about the Aloe Life ladies, you know, just being able to talk to them about faith too.
Yeah.
Because it boils back down to, you know, your beliefs, and I love being able to use products that I know the owners of.
Yes, me too. Absolutely.
You know, like, and I've had people that have tried to tell me about some other different brand and like, oh, this or that, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but I know Karen, Joni, and those ladies, and I know their passion for these products. And you, look at it, just chokes me up a little bit to know the conversations I've had with them. You know, how Karen is so just passionate about helping others, right? Look at, I'm an Aloe Life customer thanks to Mo. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Yay. So look, I got a little teary-eyed just thinking about the passion behind the company and where they are and what they're trying to do, and for us to get the word out as often as we can. So here we are, and so Karen and Joan, love you guys, and Dawn, and the whole crew.
You know what I exactly, everyone is incredible, and what I really appreciate too is the integrity and the courage to constantly fight back against the rising costs of this economy in order to stay at the highest quality ingredients, the highest quality sourcing, and always have the customers, other people's health in mind, backing every move they make to producing these products, which I would love to go into the manufacturing and sourcing in a little bit if we could, you know.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's what I feel like really sets Aloe Life apart from everyone else, is like there is a high standard that, you know, is met.
You know, Sarah, why don't you go ahead and talk about that?
Absolutely. And this was one of my favorite things to learn about. And so, you know, I'm not trying to talk crap on the other aloe companies, but I really do believe it is like the very, very top of the aloe products because of this reason. So Aloe Life has had 2 exclusive farms for the past 33 years. One is based in Rio Grande, one is in Texas by you. And what I love about this is the farms are located in the middle of nowhere. And I point that out because this is a big deal, right? There is no potential crossover contamination into their fields, plants, or soil. And you guys all know, like, our food is just doused in glyphosates. It's disgusting. And those glyphosates are one of the #1 reasons why we're all suffering from health issues. And so the fact that, like, what farm can claim like 100% glyphosate free? Like, that's rare, you know? And on top of just that, they go over and above to test their soil and their aloe. They first do an FDA certification of analysis process, right? So this makes sure that the pH of the aloe is proper. This also makes sure that it has the highest amount of anilins in it. It also guarantees, because again, they test the soil quality, that it is contaminant free. They also test the taste of the aloe. Like a few months ago, it was really sad. There was a drought in Rio Grande and the whole batch had to get thrown away because it threw off the taste, right? But they're not going to put out a crappy quality product. So they just like had to suck that up, right? And I'm sure that cost a pretty penny, but that's how it is. And then they, on top of the FDA certification of analysis, they personally pay for an additional test called a stability test. And this is where they want to make sure that the human immunity and the human growth factors are up to par in all of their products. And so that's what I'm talking about, the integrity and the particularism of like the manufacturing process, just right there. Like, who else does that? Do you ever hear of that? I don't
know.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, Texas has been so hot lately and so dry, so that does not surprise me. But I mean, if they're just a bad taste, like, give them to me.
I know, right? I'll take it.
I'll take it. I'm like, yeah.
Right. But some of the other things that really set them apart that I admire is, first of all, because of the purity of their soil, right? Their leaves are certified organic. There's no other certified organic aloe on the market that I know of. I tried looking. I haven't seen any. And also, they use the whole leaf. Like other aloes will scrape out the gel and then throw the whole leaf away. They literally use the whole plant. So that's why you'll see on their bottles, it says whole leaf. And that matters because a lot of the nutrients, the phytochemicals, like all of the good magical properties of the the aloe is in the whole leaf. And you can tell by the color of it, you know. Right. So they use a strain of aloe that it has yellow sap. So because I think the leaf is green, the sap is yellow, so you get this, yeah, you get the darker color, and
Look at that.
that's how you know it's quality. So
That's
once
the
they
gel.
grind, yeah, I know. Look at that. And so think of the other aloes you see at the store. They're like neon green. Like what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And one of the things about this one that I love so much is the fact that when you put it on, and this is something I know we kind of talked about this a little bit. I'm in the barn with the horses all the time. You can see it's still kind of wet right now, but it leaves, it dries, and it feels like I just sanitized my hands with alcohol for one. There's no alcohol in this. Just so you know, it feels like I've just sanitized my hands with something really super clean like alcohol. They feel like dry. And then I didn't realize this in the beginning, but after when I first started using it, I'd go and you go wash your hands or something, and you can literally feel the aloe coming off. Like it leaves a barrier.
yeah.
And it's healing. There's no stickiness at all.
Yeah, it's
There's nothing like this. In fact, I was trying to get people to use this when the whole with the whole hand sanitizer mumbo jumbo. That's all the horrible chemicals in this hand sanitizer, Purell and whatever. I'm like, no, use this because it'll leave a barrier. It's healing. It's healthy. There's no scent.
And it's antimicrobial.
Antimicrobial, right? So this is a wonderful product, and we can kind of just jump into some of the products right now. But this skin gel is what they started the company off of, and I love that. But it's men and women, children, and ladies. If you want your face to be healing overnight or during the day, I usually use it at night though. I use this at night before I go to bed. Clean face. I just put it all over. I've had some laser treatments over the last few years, some really intense ones, and I use this to heal it. I don't use what the doctor tells me to use. I use this because it has that healing and that growth factor in it. And so I have loved that. My husband uses it now too, and it's great for pores. It's great for the fine lines. So of course, for your hands, and like I said, I'm in the barn about 4 to 5 days a week, sometimes 6. And when I go to horse shows, we're in the barn, 15, 16 hours a day, working with dirt, horses, water, leather, and my hands can get so dry and cracked sometimes around the nails, and this stuff just is it. And they do, just so you know, they do come in small bottles for travel, but course, if I'm gone for a while, I'll just take the whole thing. One of the other things, I'll just share this kind of, I kind of talked about this, but for anyone out there that's listening that has ridden horses and more than just maybe 30 minutes or an hour, but like multiple horses, days in a row, depending on how jeans fit and how rough and bouncy the horse is or whatever the case, on and off, certain areas of the body can get a little bit raw, they can get a little bit shaft, they can get some ingrown hairs. This stuff can go everywhere. And if there's any, and those of you, maybe ladies that have written English and posting 2-point, you're trying to hold yourself in that position and you can get a little banged up, this heals everywhere. I'll just say that again. So it is a wonderful product. And then this is the one that I'll use in those areas. I use this, the mist.
I love that.
I'll use this right after I shower every day, anytime I shower, just towel dry, and then I spray my entire body with that. I let that dry, and then I'll come back in with the aloe gel on just the areas that maybe need a little bit more attention. And then before bed, the face and body, I almost said bronzer, but face and body lotion.
Lotion.
So it comes in a small container, which you can refill with the big container, and then it also comes in a little small one as well. And this stuff is so awesome. There's no fillers in this. I asked Karen one time, I'm like, okay, tell me why is it that I quit using lotions in the past, because you use them after the shower, you go to bed, and then you feel like you're sweaty in bed, right? And she's like, well, that's because a lot of lotions have fillers in them, and they clog your pores, and your pores can't breathe. You know, so your skin is alive, breathing. So with this one, I never get like hot or sweaty in bed using this. It's so beautiful, and it doesn't have it does not have much of a scent at all. It's a very clean scent. So even men, my husband likes to use it when he does use, or he likes me to put it on his face for him. But it's such a beautiful product. Yeah, and it has
and like you said, this was what launched the company in the 80s. The founder was working at a clinic, and she was finding that the aloe vera was actually reducing like tumors and different things in AIDS and cancer patients. And she was just witnessing all these miracles. And there are studies and a ton of research on this with wound care and how it effectively has helped like burn patients in the ICU grow back their skin faster without scarring. It's incredible. So I use this I have chronic chapped lips. I don't know why here in Utah we have really dry, it's just horrible. So I put it on like any area that's chapped. We also had a really bad season of mosquitoes, and so I was at one point I had 35 mosquito bites, and I was dying in pain and like so itchy. So I was covering myself, and it instantly takes away the pain, inflammation, like anything you have like pain or inflammation, it instantly like stops it. So I consider this like first aid, like instead of Neosporin, like this is my Neosporin. Yeah. I use it for like if I cut myself when I'm shaving on accident, I'll put it on like a cut so I heal the cut faster. It's really, you can use it for anything head to toe, like psoriasis, eczema, dandruff, hemorrhoids, boils, rashes. I tell my clients that get cold sore breakouts, like, because it's antiviral. I'm like, put it on your cold sore, and it kills the blister and heals the blister faster. Like the mamas,
I wish I had that when I was a kid.
Yeah. So
I had fever blisters as a kid.
Exactly. I remember when I was pregnant, I would go to the store trying to find a good oil for like stretch marks on my tummy I was getting. This is incredible for that. Even for tattoos, like healing tattoos. You can use it internally, externally, like it's edible. Like it's safe for everyone. Pregnant, nursing, kids, babies, seniors, anyone can use it inside or outside. I brush my teeth with this, okay?
Speaking of that, my mom wanted me to share this. She's turning 77 this year, and she had a root canal done, I don't know, like 40 years ago or something, right? Back before they knew how to do them right.
Yeah.
Or to not do root canals, but to fix the problem, not take the root. So anyway, she has an appointment to see a dentist, and she's been kind of wanting to try to fix this if she could on her own. She started taking, and this has been a few months ago, she ended up having like some kind of big, where the root canal was done, she had some kind of bump coming up, I guess. And she started putting the gel in her mouth and holding it before, maybe a couple times a day, and she would just hold it in her mouth, and specifically where that bump was, and she said it's going down.
Yep.
She says, make sure you say something about that. It's going down.
Yay,
and she's like,
job,
I think
I love that. I do the same thing when I have receding gums right here from brushing too hard as a teenager. So I just take it and put it on my gum, and yeah. Exactly.
That's awesome. There's some, I mean, it's endless.
It is.
Speaking of the gel, they have, and I don't have it here because it's at the barn, but they have animal aloe.
Oh, I thought you were going to say personal gel. Yes, yeah, animal aloe.
The animal aloe is amazing. So I lost my last dog last November. It's almost been a year, dearly, but she and the one we had before that too, they were both getting the animal aloe in their food day. I would give like one was a little bit bigger, so she got maybe a full teaspoon, a little overflow of a teaspoon, and then the other one maybe half a teaspoon. She was a little miniature dachshund. She didn't, she was tiny. So they got that, and then if there's any skin irritations, they would get the aloe on and rub it in as best I could, or use the mist spray if I felt like they were going to lick it off. Because, you know, they start like, now I have it at the barn, and I use it for horses because sometimes they get, or flies get underneath their belly and kind of create like a open wound because they can't squish flies away from underneath their belly. It's horrible. And then they'll lay down and they'll scratch their belly. It looks kind of funny, like they're dancing or something. Like they're literally on the ground. They get up on their front feet, and they keep their belly on the ground, and they just scratch their belly because it itches so bad, and you know, because the flies are there. So I try to put that as often as I can. I put the animal gel there and the animal aloe, because again, it leaves that barrier and it's healing. And I'll see the horses when I put it on those spots, their little mouth, because horses don't lie, their mouth just starts doing this kind of like, oh, that feels good. It's so crazy. They're like,
That's
and
cute.
sometimes they rub, yeah, and then sometimes they, you know, they get itchy and they'll rub their butt to where they rub some hair off of their butt. And I don't know, sometimes that's from, you know, boredom standing in a stall, or who knows what. You know, horses do, like animals, just do things. And so I'll put it on there. It regrows the hair really well. And that's what I talked to Karen about it one time, and she said you can use the skin gel, but she said the animal gel actually had a little more hair growth properties to it, specifically for animals. So it is really good as well. Yeah, those are
so
fantastic.
You can also,
I want to make a comment really quick.
Yeah.
For anyone listening, and for those that will be listening later, Sarah and I are not making any money to do this video. We're doing this out of love for Aloe and the owner and her company and everyone that works there, and because we love these products so much, and we want you to know about them and to understand how to use them and why we love them so much. So hopefully that's coming across, and you guys don't think we're getting paid for this, because that's not the point here. So but anyway, so go ahead. I think you were going to talk about the personal gel.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. And I'm also, you know, we're taking time away from our families. For me, especially as a single mom, to be able to talk about this too, because it is that important to me as well. And yeah, I did want to point out that the skin gel, if they can't get the animal gel, the skin gel you can use on animals as well. You can use it on cats, dogs. You can even brush their teeth with it. It's like, you can do anything with this stuff, and it's safe. I love it. But yeah, I want to talk about the personal gel. This is one of my favorite products, because it is just, there's nothing else like this that exists on the market. Okay, and the reason why I want to talk about this is because the women, like, I'm always having women talk to me about chronic yeast infections, genital wart breakouts, and just sensitive problems in their private areas. And so I point them to this because Monistat and these steroids, you know, the over-the-counter and the prescribed medications that they're getting for these to help themselves, right? They actually create more health problems in your body. Where if you're having yeast infections, I do believe they ship to Australia, yes. If you're having yeast infections, this is very everything's anti-mold, anti-yeast, anti-fungus, right? So yeast infections is candida. So this hits the candida because it's like antifungal on the outside, or it's antiviral. So it hits the herpes or simplex 1, simplex 2 on the outside. But then if you're combining it with one of the drink formulas that will start addressing the imbalances of the pH and the candida and the yeast and the mold on the inside of your body, you can actually naturally take care of these problems without being put on these, you know, being over medicated, basically.
Right. Without giving more money to the pharmaceutical companies.
Yes. Which we don't want to keep doing.
No, exactly. That's great information, and I did not know that. I haven't probably had anyone talk talk to me about that, but that's so good to know. So thank you for sharing that. Funny, the last time I had my one of my lasers done for my skin resurfacing, and it was just at a med spa here in Austin, Skin Envy. So it wasn't like I was, wasn't at a doctor or anything, but it was still, it's med spa. So Karen told me to use the personal gel on my face.
Yeah, because it's really good for like sensitive skin, and your
and
skin was probably really sensitive.
Right. So she said, use that, and then, in a week, go back to the skin gel.
Yeah.
So it was, I didn't use what they suggested I use, and I didn't buy their fancy, labels stuff, because I was, I love their work, but I was like, I've got my own product.
Yeah, you're like, I got the good shit. So also, one of the things that I didn't say yet is this is endorsed by sex therapists as a sex lube too. So, if you want a clean lube that's not sticky, this is very silky. It's great for that too. So just putting that out there.
That's awesome. So someone's asking about a link. If you go to aloelife.com, I could probably type it in, but it's just aloelife.com, aloelife.com. If you use Monica, you can get 20% off your order. And I think an order over $50 is free shipping.
Yeah.
Or
is it 75? I know shipping's gone up, so it might have
gone up to 75. I'm not sure, but either way, you get 20% off with my name, and it's just super simple. aloelife.com. And one of the other things and I don't have the other products here, but when you go to aloelife.com, all of these products are there. There's great information there. There's articles that Karen has written, so you can still learn a lot about the products there. But she also has some other special picks like vitamin C, the Bs, B complex. She's got liquid E. She's got liquid B, super B12. So she's got tablets and liquid of those things, and she's got a great probiotic there that that they sell through Aloe Life. So you pretty much can get anything you need there
and
a
clean fish oil. She adds special products that enhance the aloe products as well. So the vitamin E I really love, and I use her Solgar vitamin E because it's fabulous for glandular health. And so glandular meaning like testicles, ovaries, adrenals, thyroid, hypothalamus, right? So it's not just the thyroid, but of course it does cross over to that. So yeah, I believe they ship to Australia. I don't know offhand, so sorry. But the last thing that I wanted to bring up, which I love, and as a coach, I recommend. Everyone's body is different. Everyone needs something different. So whatever symptoms my clients are presenting is, based the products that I will give them. So if they have heartburn, if they really struggle with the heartburn and acid reflux, then I put them on the Stomach Plus. If they really just need a good candida support for the yeast infections, I put them on the Aloe Gold. If they're very overweight and they're trying to lose weight, I put them on the detox to help their liver, start functioning and processing that fat. So it's very individualized. But this, everyone goes on. Everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't have. I let someone, a good friend of mine, have my powder, but I do have the tablets. Yeah. And this particular bottle is a different, I think she's got the glass bottles, but these are the tablets. You can see they are tablets, and they're green. And I use these every morning, and then usually the powder in the afternoons because I like to drink it. But one of the things that Karen has been very specific about is trying to minimize capsule use, because of a lot of capsules can get wedged down into the digestive tract in a negative way, and can get lodged down. Like if you have diverticulitis or any little pulps, you'll have the capsule ended up there. And a lot of times, she shared this with me because my brother-in-law came down with ulcerative colitis pretty bad a few years back, and he was like in the hospital, like we weren't sure if he was going to make it or not, right? And so Karen got in on that, saving him. She ended up helping us rescue him, and she got him using the Aloe Gold and the Daily Greens. And one of the things, and it was the first time I'd really heard this, was she said a lot of antibiotics, because she asked him, she goes, have you been on antibiotics recently? And he said, yes. And she goes, that's probably what happened is, the antibiotics can create a lot of severe digestive tract issues. So she got him on these products, and he has been able to stay in a good place. Granted, he has to watch what he's taking in outside of the gluten-free and the products, but he tries to live somewhat of a normal life. He exercises and he stays healthy. And so he's been on these products, and he was having some flare-ups recently. And I'm like, are you still on gold? Are you still on Aloe Gold? And he's like, I ran out. I'm like, you need to go order that and get yourself. He's like, you're right. So we ended up reordering it the next day, because I had been hounding him. He's like, some people, they just think that, I don't know, that like, if something's working, don't quit. Right?
Yeah,
that's why I've been using Aloe for 8 years.
I could go off on so many different topics that you just said right there, but like little side piece, one of the things that I do and I focus on with my clients, because so much of thyroid health is gut health, is I utilize a state-of-the-art gut test by Microbiome Labs, and the test is called BiomeFX. It's a 19-page detailed report of all of the gut infections, good bacteria, bad bacteria going on in the gut. And everyone that comes to me has significantly high infections from overuse of antibiotics. And so I wasn't surprised to hear that. I'm sorry about that, but I'm glad he's doing better. And the capsules, the reason why if you look, like you said, she won't use any sort of a gelatin or animal or vegetable based capsule, because they're very, very inflammatory.
Right.
And because everyone is really struggling from low hydrochloric acid, gut dysbiosis, like absorption problems are big. And when your body has to do that extra work to break down the capsule just to get to the nutrients, it's like exhausted, right? And she just basically takes calcium and magnesium stearate, and she compresses this powder together in her manufacturing in order to make the capsule that you just saw. So I love that particular piece to it as well, with the tablets that are good for travel. So I use these I use this in my smoothie, 1 scoop in my smoothie every day. And what I really love about this, and because I do a food and symptom tracker on my clients, and I can tell you from my own, what I see every day, people are not eating their greens. They're not eating salads. They're not eating microgreens. They're barely eating fruits. They'll have some fruits in their smoothie. They'll have no more fruit the rest of the day. They're barely eating vegetables. Like the things that really make us thrive and have good health, they just aren't existent. People are really programmed into the keto of like meat and, and carbs, and it just kills me. So the people that want to bring greens back into their diet, but they struggle with using what's in their fridge, and it's like, so they buy spinach and lettuce and it's going bad in their fridge. Just, you can like supplement with this, putting these 21 different therapeutic greens. This is the top greens on the market. And it is like, you guys, this is what a dork I am. I Googled every single ingredient in here because I wanted to see what each ingredient did. I mean, it was mind blowing of like any ailment that exists, one of these ingredients will address. And so after that, I was like, it was solidified. Anyone that works with me, get ready. You're going to be putting this in their smoothie, and it tastes good. I really love it. And so it's an easy way to ensure you're getting your greens. And if like when you travel a bunch, just take the tablets instead. You're good.
Well, and it tastes good too. It doesn't have weird flavor to it, so.
It's not pea protein.
A literally just be done with water too. Like,
Yeah.
we say smoothie and then people automatically think, well, I have to have a blender and all that. So just so you know, if you're not into making smoothies, you can put it in water and mix it, or you can shake it in a shaker. You don't have to have cold water. I mean, we can make this as simple as possible.
Um,
Where so we can get this? Can't see what it is. Oh, it's backwards. Okay, just again, we're talking about aloelife.com, ALOE. Can I type that in? Yes, thank
yeah,
you,
I just
Sarah.
put
There you
it
go.
in.
Yeah, and if you use my name, Monica, you get 20% off, Sarah. I don't know if you have, I
Yeah,
guess you have something to do.
we have you guys can get the same percentage off. We both get 20% off. It doesn't matter what code you use, but my code is called ShareJoy. Use either one of them and get 20% off your total. And and
Yeah.
then and then we're trying to decide, it's either $50 free shipping or $75 free shipping.
Either way.
Yeah, so if you were going to start on a product, like if you want to drop some of the symptoms you have below, I could actually recommend some products for you to start on really fast before we go. But
I
this
think I
is,
want to make sure we talked about these two,
oh yeah,
because
yeah, for sure.
it can get a little confusing. And then I know people have gone on and they've seen this with the other flavors. So just for you guys that, like, my husband does not like to drink anything because he just has an issue with taste. He's simple guy. Like burger, he wants meat and bread and ketchup, and that is it. So anyways, just for an example. So he uses this every day. And he was using it for a little while. He was using 2 a day, and he didn't tell me. He was using one in the morning, one at night, in the evening. And he was having some issues with the bathroom, like some diarrhea issues. I'm like, well, what are you taking? He's like, well, I'm taking that. I'm like, well, how much of the Aloe? He says, I'm taking 2. And I'm like, well, back off on that because you don't need 2. You're healthy. So he takes one of these in the morning or at night, whichever one. But yeah, it's just, and this is just, again, a tablet, not a capsule. And they have a little bit, they're both called Aloe Gold. They have a little bit different composition, obviously, and one has a little bit more and one has, but they're both extremely beneficial. And I obviously have both of them because I like to use both. When I travel, I don't want to try to take liquid with me, so I have the tablets. But usually, if I haven't been able to take the tablet in advance, I'll just down this because it gets right into your system right before you eat. So these products are really helpful before you eat because of the effects they have on blood sugars. They also help with the release of, like you were talking about earlier, the HCl and the bile and everything that needs to get released for our digestion. So anytime if we take a liquid, it can be absorbed in your mouth immediately, right? And then the saliva, I know we're not chewing, but it'll still get absorbed into your mouth, which hits your stomach way faster than this that has to, go down and then it gets tight. So with this, if you're looking to really clean up your nutrition and to be able to eat and not feel having cravings, like even literally in the middle of the day, at night, whenever, if you get a sugar craving, because maybe you haven't eaten well or you're fasting or anything, go get you this or the stomach or whichever one you're on, and just it will take your craving away. And not because it's doing anything but providing you the nutrients that you need, So and then she's got 2 other flavors of papaya, I think, mango papaya, and then a cherry berry.
Let's talk about the taste really fast.
Yep.
I actually really want to point this out because this is a big deal. A lot of people's palates are very, very sensitive to earthy style flavors. And these are technically bitters, okay? They are a bitter. So they have bitter bites to them. And the bitter is actually one of the important pieces to them, like Monica was saying, because a bitter, when it hits your taste buds, and it hits that section of your tongue, it does stimulate your stomach to release the acid so that whatever you're eating, you can digest, which, so if you're getting bloating and a lot of these problems, that's because you're not digesting. That first step isn't there. And so a lot of people are very sensitive to the taste, and there's all these different formulas. There's 5 different formulas So I wanted to just go over those really fast so you guys can understand the difference, okay? So like Monica was saying, the Aloe Gold, okay? The Aloe Gold is, I call this the mother load because there's nothing this can't do, but this has the strongest taste, okay? So if you're sensitive to taste, you can choose the orange papaya because it's the same thing, but it's flavored. They purposely started making the flavors so so it was more palatable, and you can give it to kids, okay? So kids like it too. And yes, these, you can give your dogs, cats, you can give these all to your animals if they have digestive problems too. Okay, so that's the difference.
Or allergies.
Sorry?
For allergies, so many people have allergies, and it's like these can help so bad with allergies, so much with allergies, right?
Yes.
And animals, for animals
it,
too.
it really helps with bowel regularity and constipation, because a lot of people, again, they're not eliminating properly, and then they wonder why they battle with, you know, weight loss and these sort of issues. So if you're having acid reflux, okay, this is a special formula, the Stomach Plus, just for acid reflux. And the reason why this is special is because there's 11 added herbs that soothe what I call the angry stomach, the hurtful angry stomach. So it's like chamomile and all these peppermint, very soothing herbs. So that pain, so you don't need to take a Rolaids, you don't need to take a Tums. And if you're stuck on a chronic PPI where you're like, oh my gosh, like, and the PPI is actually going to harm you, where this is going to help you. So what I love about these is they help with the pain, they help with the inflammation, but because of the minerals, because of the healing properties of the aloe, it can actually heal the problem that's causing the pain, right? And so the last one, so anyone that wants to do a like effective detox, because like you gotta be careful of detoxes, they can make you sick, right? So like a gentle detox, you can do a couple shots of this before you eat. So that's the quick breakdown.
And we're talking about shots, but literally I have a little Aloe Life shot glass. But you can use any shot glass. It's like 1 ounce. So you can, that's what we're talking about, is a shot.
Yeah, like a literal shot glass. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I guess 2 other quick products. I know I missed this on the when we're talking about the external line, but the Body Heat Vanilla Rub is really nice, and it works for any muscle pains, and it smells really good too. So make sure you check that one out if you have any aching muscles. And then this one, Fibermate, for anyone that's having, like you were talking about, some like bathroom issues, or maybe you've eaten too much pizza, or maybe you had too much pasta or something else, but again, tablets. So these are a little smaller, and 3 of them is a serving, and just take them with your meal, after your meal, before bed, whatever, and that will be 100% better than anything else you can get on the market right now. So
yeah, so I use this for my cramps.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I get, for like 2 days, I'll get some pretty bad front and back cramps, and it'll even make it hard to sleep. And it's so cute. Like if Karen texts me to check in or something, say hi, and I'll be like, how you doing? You know, like there was this one time, like, oh, I got the worst cramps. She's like, put some Body Heat on. And I'm like, oh, I forgot. Thank you. Yeah, so I love that one for that. Also, okay, I really want to talk to this one really fast, okay?
Sure.
There's something really scary about laxatives, okay, you guys? Laxatives, they purposely put chemicals in like the laxatives that you can go buy at Walgreens, CVS, Walmart, Target, right? That make your body dependent on them, okay? So meaning like, if you take it too many times, then you're not going to be able to keep going to the bathroom unless you take it. Like, isn't that some twisted shit? So this is a natural, like, food-based bowel eliminator that's not going to make your body dependent on it. So if you're struggling with any sort of constipation, bowel problems, or, okay, when someone comes to me and they say, I want to detox, my first question is, can you go to the bathroom? Because our main detox pathway is going number 2. If you can't go number 2, you can't detox. So my people that are like, I want to detox, I'm like, if you're not going to the bathroom, this has to go together, because this makes sure that whatever this is going to release from your liver and put into your bloodstream that needs to come out of your body, this is going to ensure that it comes out of your body. Okay, so I love these.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you had another product. Oh yeah, the animal, oh, not the eardrops. Yes, I use those regularly, especially because I'm at the barn, the dust and blowing around, and you know, it's like I use that probably once or twice a week just to kind of clean my ears out. And I do it in the shower, and I just let it sit, and then I'll do the other one, let it sit, and then just drains out. And I don't, you know, shove anything down my ears or whatever, but it's a wonderful product. I love it. And I also used it with my dogs, which they weren't too excited about it, but we would get my little dachshund, she could smell it coming too, and she'd be like, I have to hold her down and flip her ear over, and I'm like, let me clean your ears, especially if they go to the barn, you know, they're dirt buildup, and I wasn't digging down their ears either, but you can put it in and then you hold it. If you do with your dogs like this, you put it, have to have their head over, you put it down their ear, and then like she had, you know, dachshunds have the little floppy ear, so I put the ear down over her ear, like the flap back over, and then I would put her head like this, and I'd put it down, put the flap ear, and I'd hold her little head like this and not let her shake for however, you know, maybe 30 seconds or 45 seconds or something. And then finally I'd do it, of course, do this outside, and then I would let her go, and she just shake her head, right? Flap, ears flapping, and of course she shakes out whatever is, you know, it's helping to release out the ears. So it certainly is a great product for humans and I'm sure you can do with cats and I guess horses, but I don't know. The horses got big ear, take a whole bottle.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's perfect. You can put it on a cotton ball and wipe it out too. But one of the things that I wish I would have had, I wish I would have had this. I've had swimmer's ear many times where I got water in my ear after going swimming, and it turned into an ear infection that required antibiotics. If I would have known about this, I could have actually avoided that. This takes the water out of your ear. And I don't know what condition it is. I need to research it, but there's people that have chronic, like severe itchy ears, like to the point where it drives them crazy. And I've personally read over 50 testimonials of how this stops that itchiness in its track and completely takes it away.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. They have so many great products. She had one product. I don't think they're selling it anymore, but the Aloe Boost. Did you have that one before?
No, I know it was there. I know they had all kinds of stuff. I'm like, hello, but
she had a vitamin as well. When I first started working with her. But I think, you know, there's just so many vitamins out there, and it's hard to kind of get the information about aloe #1 out there. But yet in that, I don't know that you know 100% that was. But I just, you know, it's hard to keep it all going. But she had a vitamin, but the Aloe Boost, I still have some here that I use, but it's kind of like the detox, so it's got more herbal base along with the aloe. But you know, I think one of the things that I really love about this product is just in a very simple thing, without, you know, because we talk about healing, digestive, and all that, but I think just to kind of put this out really super simple is that it helps relieve you. And I'll talk about the liquid primarily, helps you relieve from having sugar cravings. And it helps alleviate when you feel like you've got, you know, like you feel low blood sugars or something, and you take this, it just relieves those feelings. And I think those are two really just kind of simple ways to think about this, besides all the other great qualities and benefits, you know, with the healing part of it. But I love that aspect of feeling like if I'm craving something, I do that, and then I'm like, okay, now I can actually think about what I need to eat, not what I am craving to eat, right?
Yeah. You're like, I don't want to go pound a bunch of ice cream anymore. I'm just going to make a dinner. Yeah. And you know, I love that you brought that up because blood sugar imbalances and insulin imbalances are a big deal because everyone's organs are just so toxic and overburdened. And so this is fabulous for anyone that has prediabetes, diabetes, hypoglycemia, hyperglycemia, blood sugar imbalances. You know, I know a lot of people want to turn to berberine and these other products to help stabilize their blood sugar, but this is amazing. That's why it's the gold.
Yeah, it's got everything you need, guys. So
yeah.
And you know, prices are reasonable. They're not going to kill the piggy bank or the savings accounts. And of course, again, if you use Coach Sarah or Monica at checkout, you'll get 20% off. And free shipping's, I think we said it might be $75 an order, but it's easy to, you know, grab a few things that are going to be great externally for your whole family and internally for your whole family. Your whole family can use this if you've got children of any age, husband, wife, like whatever. You guys can all share it, use it, and then your animals can use it. So it's multi. And I love the fact that when I travel, I can keep my stuff really simple and I can just take some of these products and not have to feel like I have to take a bunch of stuff with me.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Sarah, I know we could like literally talk about a lot of more things, but we probably should head off. And I'm gonna put this on Instagram so that it can be seen, you know, past tonight.
Well, thank you.
And yeah, and I think we need to jump back on at some point and talk more about thyroid health.
I'd love to.
Because I know that's your specialty, and that's another big piece of the puzzle for people. And I've heard a lot of people tell me, oh, I've been diagnosed with Hashimoto's, and I think, and I see them, and most of them are not in very good condition. And I started, just a little sidebar, I started trying to say condition rather than shape, because most people have a pretty shape, you know. I mean, shape is just, you know, how your body appears, right? But condition is different. And I think the condition of our body is usually, you know, what we need to be focused on is getting that condition better. So
condition and the quality. Exactly.
Yeah,
I would love to. Anytime. I will go crazy. It's my favorite thing to talk about. So,
this was awesome. I thank you so much. Is there anything else that you want to share on how people can get hold of you, and anything else you want to share?
Yeah, of course. So you guys can follow me at coach.sarah.joy. And I actually do have a freebie called The 6 Secret Truths About Thyroid Illness That Your Doctor Won't Tell You. If you go to the link in my bio, you can grab that. I also have a worldwide community to help women just with health issues in general. Of course, yeah, I'm thyroid niche, but I actually help a lot of people with all health issues because we all just need the support and love nowadays. So yeah, thank you again for this. Thank you guys all for listening, watching, joining. I hope you guys found something that you're like, ooh, I need that. And you go and get it, because I promise you, you will not be disappointed. And if you are disappointed, you can come, you know, talk to me in my DMs. But
I'll buy it from you.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You don't like it, I'll buy it from you.
Exactly. Here's my address. Send it to me.
Right.
Yeah. So.
All right. Sarah, is your last name Joy?
No, that's my middle name, Sarah Joy. My last name is Lohman.
Okay. I was like, because I've never asked you that.
I know. A lot of people just think I have 2 first names, but my mom named me Sarah Joy, and as I recovered my health and started my company, and now that I help women all day, I'm in service all day long, it really is like a joyful thing for me to do, so that I felt like the name was fitting, and so that's what I named my company.
I love it. It's very peaceful to say and to think about, and it is a joy to have this time with you, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thankful that Aloe brought us together, because I know we can do a lot together and keep supporting other people out there too. So God bless you and your business, and I look forward to talking and catching up with you again real soon.
Sounds good. You too.
Okay.
All right. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye, guys. Let's see. All right. All right, trying to turn this off. There we go.